Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have some details to share with you about what really went on during the show, The Apprentice. That was the show that really launched Donald Trump, made him more of a household name. So, a former producer of the show, it's a man named Bill Pruitt, he just published an article with Slate News Outlet, and he is spilling all the tea about his time working on that quote unquote reality show. Pruitt was previously under a gag order because he had a non-disclosure agreement, but he said he is now unleashed because the NDA expired this year. So he has a story to tell. It is, if you can take the time to read it, it's kind of lengthy, but it is worth it to get the true flavor of it and all the details. But I'm going to give you a summation because Pruitt wrote in the article, quote, "No one involved in The Apprentice was involved in a con with malicious intent, but we played fast and loose with the facts, particularly regarding Trump. And if you were one of the 28 million who tuned in, chances are you were conned." So he goes on to say that basically they made him look like a winner. Like the furniture at his offices was shabby and scratched and cracking. And, they basically just created an entire fantasy world to sell him as some sort of intelligent, well-spoken, great guy and, incredible businessman. And he said that some of what took place haunts him. That was his exact word. But basically, Pruitt explained that the whole show was a facade. There was very little reality in this reality TV show. Even a lot of what Trump said on the show to the contestants was scripted. He said that they basically put little scripts together for him. And Pruitt went on to recount Trump's inappropriate reactions and interactions with female contestants and crew members. And he shared a story about meeting the architect of the clubhouse at Trump National Golf Club. And Pruitt says that he complimented the guy. He said, "Oh, you did great work here." And the man's response was pretty telling, pretty shocking. He told Pruitt, quote, "It's bittersweet. I'm very proud of this place, but I wasn't paid what I was promised. Trump pays half up front, but he'll stiff you for the rest once the project is completed." And then the architect went on to explain to Pruitt, quote, "If I tried to sue, the legal bills would be more than what I was owed. He knew that. He basically said, 'Take what I'm offering.' So we sent the invoice. He didn't even pay that." So the guy is a total con man in every way, shape, or form. And Pruitt also told the story of how in the first season, there were two male finalists. Now, some of you may have heard this story already, but this guy is now confirming it on the record. Before, it was just in the background. He couldn't say who he was, but there were two male finalists in that first season, and Trump had to choose between them which one was the apprentice, which one won, and was going to work with his Trump organization. So there was Kwame Jackson. He was a broker with Goldman Sachs. He was a black man. And then Bill Rancic. He was a white man. He was an entrepreneur who ran a cigar business. So according to Pruitt, even though Kwame Jackson did a better job, especially in managing their final assignment that they were given on the show, he received all this positive feedback from Trump's staff. Trump, if you guys have seen the show, he had like two people who worked with Trump organization. They were watching over these teams and then reporting back to Trump what was going on. So the female staffer reported back to Trump and really praised Kwame Jackson for what a great job he did and how difficult of a time he had managing it because of Omarosa, who I'm sure you all know. And Trump apparently looked at all of them and he said, quote, But would America buy an N-word winning? Yeah, use the word. Didn't say N-word, he used the actual vile word. And Pruitt admitted that after Trump became comfortable filming the show, he would make, quote, raucous comments he found funny or amusing, some of them misogynistic as well as racist. So Pruitt said, they obviously edited those comments out of the show, so we all never saw that. And then he also said that Trump couldn't remember basic lines, because remember I was saying earlier, they were basically giving him a script of what to say with these contestants. He couldn't remember what they were telling him to say. I mean, basic, simple sentences. He couldn't remember contestants' names. So what they had to do was take Trump and film him separately saying these things or saying the contestants' names while someone was feeding him the lines and the names. So then they would take that, they would edit those areas, they would edit his voice into the final cut of the show. So you never saw him making mistake after mistake after mistake. And Pruitt also claims that Trump, quote, could barely put a sentence together regarding how a task would work. Listen now, and he speaks directly to what needs to happen, while the camera conveniently cuts away to the contestants who are listening and nodding. He sounds articulate and concise through some editing sleight of hand. And Pruitt admitted, quote, we scammed. We swindled. Nobody heard the racist and misogynistic comments or saw the alleged cheating, the bluffing, or his hair taking off in the wind. Those tapes, I've come to believe, will never be found. So, complete and total scam. And then he ended the article with this, quote, Trump is making another run at the White House and is leading in certain polls. People I know enthusiastically support him and expect he'll return to office. It's not just hats, sneakers, a fragrance, or Bibles. Donald Trump is selling his vision of the world, and people are buying it. Knowing all they know, how could these people still think he's capable of being president of the United States? Perhaps they watched our show and were conned by the pig in the poke. Yeah. So just like Tony Schwartz has come forward and admitted, yes, I was his ghostwriter. I wrote Trump's book and I 100% fabricated who he is, helped to create this image of him that is completely void of reality, where he is competent and intelligent and well-spoken and tough and a good businessman. All of these people have helped him to perpetuate this lie. It is sickening. And this man rode all of that to the White House. He became the most powerful person on earth because all of these people lied for him and helped to manufacture an image of him that has no bearing on reality. That is the farthest thing from the truth of who and what he is. And the people who really need to hear about this and see this are never going to. They're not reading the Daily Beast. They're not listening to Tony Schwartz when he goes on interviews on mainstream media. I mean, it is sickening how many people, we look at people like Sean Diddy Combs and Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, and we say, how did these people get away with so much for so long? And it's the same shit. It's because they have so many people around them who lack morals, who lack ethics, who absolutely refuse to look at the bigger picture, who are selfish and greedy bastards who only care about making money. And so they go along with this crap and they helped him to scam the entire country, in some cases, the entire world. So yeah, they're all to blame. They're all to blame. And for the people who say, oh, I can't stand Michael Cohen and blah, 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 and he did this and he's the only one, really, who has stepped up and said, yeah, I did. And I feel horrible about it. And I want to make amends. I want to do whatever I can to right the wrong that I did. Everybody else is just like, oh, hey, I knew about this horrible thing that Trump did or said, and I just kept it to myself. And yeah, here I am now, decades later, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I'm just going to go back home and sit in my house and, you know, pretend like I didn't have anything to do with bringing you one of the worst creatures ever to walk the earth, who literally attempted a coup, who literally could get back into the White House and try it again and never leave, and install all of his sick, disgusting, vile, hypocritical, racist, bigoted, lying, cheating scum of the earth, who also will never leave. So I'm flabbergasted. I am beyond pissed off about all of the crap like this. Anyway, when or if I hear more, I will let you all know. But spread this around. People need to hear about this. People need to know that this is what took place, that this helped to put him in the White House. And it was a complete fabrication. It was a complete charade, just perpetrated on the entire country. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like. No, it sucks, but please like this video, share it, as I said, with everyone you know. Become a subscriber if you have not. If you can donate, truly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.